right, let's get to the breaking news that's coming in. The Trump administration is hosting senior defense and intelligence officials from Israel and Saudi Arabia. As per reports, senior Saudi and Israeli defense and intel officials are in Washington, D.C. this week for talks with the Trump administration over potential American strikes on Iran. This, remember, even as President Donald Trump considers military strikes against Iran. Israeli officials, including the IDF Intelligence Directorate Chief Shlomi Binder, are sharing intelligence on potential targets in the West Asian country, whereas the Saudis are trying to head off a war through diplomatic means. Binder had met with senior Pentagon, CIA and White House officials on Tuesday this week as well as on Wednesday. Meanwhile, Saudi Defense Minister Khalid bin Salman, the younger brother of the powerful Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, is meeting with the U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio and Trump's special envoy Steve Witkoff today and tomorrow. The Saudi Crown Prince has told Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian that Riyadh would not allow its airspace or territory to be used for military actions against Tehran. Similarly, remember, the UAE has said that it will not allow the use of its airspace territory for attacks on Iran. The Russian President Vladimir Putin, meanwhile, remember, had held talks with his Emirati counterpart Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan in Moscow. Putin had told Al Nahyan that Russia is closely monitoring the situation in Iran and wants to discuss it with him during their talks at the Kremlin. And now, as news is coming in, the oil prices have jumped. In London afternoon trading, the main U.S. oil contract, West Texas Intermediate, jumped 5.1% to $64.43 a barrel. Amid threats from the U.S., Iran has meanwhile once again vowed a crushing response to any attack. On the other side, European Union has declared the Revolutionary Guards a terror organization. Washington and Tehran have exchanged sharp warnings since a protest wave in Iran, remember, led to Trump threatening military action over a violent crackdown by the country on the protesters. The Islamic Republic has blamed the U.S. and Israel for fueling what it deemed as riots. The face-off has sent diplomatic shockwaves across the region with calls for negotiations to diffuse tensions, drawing in key regional actors. Let me go across to Susan Tehrani. She's joining us live from New York to get us more updates on this. Susan, diplomatically, lots going on as far as U.S. versus Iran is going on. As you know, if we look at Moscow, if we look at United States, there are meetings taking place between the leaders. At the moment, I believe there are Israeli and UAE officials there in Washington, D.C. meeting with the Trump administration. Get us more details.
Right. Israeli and Saudi officials here in the United States, but apparently they are taking two very different paths. We have the IDF. On the one hand, a representative from the IDF who is working with the Trump administration and sharing intelligence regarding possible targets inside Iran. And then, of course, the Saudi side, as you mentioned, is really here for talks on de-escalation, hoping to de-escalate the situation. And while there are so many different diplomatic channels happening with the United States, the most important one between Iran and the United States, we're hearing reports that they have stalled basically for years and years, and nothing has changed in any possible way or form. The demands of the both sides have been consistent. Iran says it won't give up its nuclear capabilities. It says it's for civilian purposes and its ballistic missile program. And the United States, administration after administration, has called for the full dismantling of Iran's nuclear program and also Iran's ballistic missile program as well. So again, you know, it almost seems like Groundhog Day. I think what will be very interesting is President Trump is expected to have a cabinet meeting in about an hour's time. We're going to get a better understanding, really, not only regarding these meetings, but also where the United States and Iran stand diplomatically and what the next moves are, at least partially. Of course, President Trump will never all out say what his plans are beforehand.
Well, we'll have to wait and watch what happens in the next few hours and days. But Susan, thanks very much for getting us the latest.